I'm Joe Polak, Joseph Polak. I actually am an interventional radiologist, and with a very, very strong specialization in vascular ultrasound. I'm a professor of radiology over at Tufts Medical Center.
Great. Excellent. And you?
I'm John Pellerito, and I'm a radiologist at North Shore University Hospital, part of the North Shore LIJ health system, and
Long Island.
in Long Island. And I am a radiologist with a specialty in vascular imaging.
Very good. Well, why don't you guys tell me a little bit about the project you're working on now?
Joe and I are working on the next edition of our textbook. What's the name of the textbook?
Introduction to vascular ultrasound.
I can't. We can't do this with a straight face.
No, that's all right.
Sixth edition. That
Makes it a little more interactive.
No,
That's good.
We have fun with this. It's
It's
the sixth edition of Introduction to Vascular Ultrasonography. It's been extremely popular among all medical professionals that work with vascular ultrasound. We're very happy with the response that it's gotten through the years. We get a lot of positive feedback. It's been used by vascular surgeons, cardiologists, emergency medicine people, radiologists, sonographers, medical students. It's been great. We constantly get feedback on how to improve it, what our readers want to see in the next edition. So we've really put together what we think is an extensive revision for the textbook. We have incorporated a number of new authors, a number of new topics. So we're very excited about it. We're hoping to see it come out within the next year.
Excellent, excellent. Is it more of a teaching kind of text, or is it a? It sounds like it might be a little
It's
both.
a mixture of both, actually. If you compare it to the other books in the field, I mean, it does have appropriate references. It does have the practical comments on how things are done, but it also has a foundation in some of the basic science that's been around to explain, the physics of ultrasound, the physiology of vascular disease, the physiology of carotid disease, right? Venous disease. It's kind of a...
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Joe. There are a lot of elements. It's a how-to. It has so much on technique for all the different applications of vascular ultrasound. We're talking about how to do the carotid exam, renal arteries, venous disease, abdominal, peripheral. It goes through the technique in all these areas as well as the diagnostic criteria. There are tons of examples of pathology and clues on how to make the diagnosis. One of the exciting things about this next edition is that we're incorporating video. There's going to be a complementary edition on the internet, on the Elsevier website that allows you to access extra material. There'll be probably some extra chapters. There'll be updates as well as video content.
Excellent.
I think the updating, one would think that this field does not change very much, but that's not quite true. It's the way things are being applied are slightly different. The basic techniques are honed in a little bit over the last few years. They change, but it's really the way it's being used. I mean, the integration with the other modalities. We've actually started talking a little bit about the other imaging modalities to give it in context so people understand in one chapter where the potential role of sonography is and what's going to happen. I think that's one of the areas we're going to have to update much more often.
All right, Joe and I have so much experience in vascular imaging that we decided to incorporate all the other modalities, not just angiography, but CT and MR techniques into this textbook so that really the reader can get a feel of the entire field of vascular.
Well, right now it's only one chapter. I mean, it doesn't detract
But
at all.
But it's incorporated.
But it's incorporated. So when you're doing a correlation, for example, if you're doing credentialing for that, you want to know what the strength and the weakness of another imaging modality you're correlating with. You can quickly look it up, and it'll give you a perspective. And I think that's important because nowadays everything is credential and accreditation, so you have to know what's happening.
Now, how has it been working with Elsevier's editors?
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Oh, it's great.
great.
I mean, we've been working with Rebecca and Joni and Pam. They've been super.
And the way the website is organized now really saves a lot of time. We're able to kind of upload. The authors have had
Process of submitting. Yeah.
Oh, the authors have basically uploaded their materials, the images. We were able to pull them down, look at them, edit, and communicate back and forth very efficiently.
One of the features I like the most is that when we made changes, notes are sent immediately to us by email, letting us know that changes have been made or chapters have been submitted. So we're immediately notified that there's new content on the site.
Excellent.
It's been a very good
So that must solve geography problems and time problems.
Well, you know, in the old days, you used to send their chapters around in FedEx, and then you say,
Manuscript.
where's it? So some person in the mailroom forgot to deliver it.
Redlining things, right?
And
Things will get lost.
Things will get lost, and the CD would break. The old floppies, I remember.
Now, let me know maybe from each of you what you think are the trends in the industry, the things that are kind of on the horizon. You mentioned stuff. I mean, what are some of the things
The
you
medical
guys see
industry or the publishing
in
industry?
your industry?
In your specialty area.
Right.
It's really, first of all, I think it's the fear of radiation, which is becoming a very important issue. And the fear, for example, other ways of studying the vascular system use contrast agents. Here we have a technique that's non-invasive, no radiation, doesn't really need contrast, and it has in many situations a very strong role in alternative diagnostic pathway. And I think that's very
No, I have to agree with Joe. I think we're going to see an increase in the use of vascular ultrasound in the future because of some of the concerns related to contrast material and radiation. Ultrasound fits in very nicely there because of the fact that it's readily available, it's low cost, and doesn't have some of the concerns of CT.
Gentlemen, this is great. A lot of
All right.
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And you did it very efficiently.